Each and every one of us strives to be one of the world's safest employees. We come to work to not only create a quality product, but to participate in a culture of safety. We recognize that all injuries can be prevented, and we work tirelessly to achieve this goal. Despite this belief, we still observe opportunities for safety improvement, deficiencies in our safety system, and sometimes injuries to our fellow employees. During our pursuit of a zero-injury workplace, we have identified a number of useful categories for incidents to help us understand, target, and correct the deficiencies within our system. This training will focus on the different types of incidents and provide examples to help you classify these situations in the future. Let's begin by reviewing the MPRO Safety Triangle. There are many preventative and anticipatory actions that we can take to prevent an incident from occurring. These actions may range from training efforts to audits and inspections. While these actions are contributing to significant progress in reaching zero injuries, sometimes our system fails. When it does, we begin the undesired ascent up the triangle. We note that unsafe acts or conditions are found at the bottom of the safety triangle. Here we still have an opportunity to correct an issue before an employee is affected. This is where our energy must be focused and where our successes can really shine. These are safety opportunities. The next level of the triangle is that of the near miss. An incident occurring at this level is one in which involves an employee who is directly at risk. When our safety efforts are focused on correcting issues at this level, we've begun to be reactionary in nature. As an organization finds itself having more near misses, so too does the likelihood increase that an organization will suffer a first aid incident. At this point of the triangle, we must acknowledge that our system has severely failed. We've injured someone. And if we are remiss enough to allow multiple injuries to reach the level of first aid, we only heighten the possibility that an incident will soon become a medical treatment. From there, it's all too likely we have created an environment where an individual might suffer an injury severe enough to keep them out of work. Finally, and most severely, we'll have created an environment that may leave an employee open to the ultimate risk of disability or death. Let's take a look at a safety incident and see what would cause it to fall into each of these categories. We'll look at a potential arc flash scenario.
So after this, I'm going to need you to go over and take a look at the high cell 30s. We've been having a spindle problem on that.
Okay.
Hey, wait a second. Is there supposed to be a label on this? Didn't this go through our arc flash survey?
Yeah, this one's missing a label. I'll go grab this one's label.
Because this is an opportunity to improve and no employee was exposed to potential injury, we can take a preventative action towards strengthening our safety system. These employees are able to correct the situation and fill out a safety opportunity card.
Excellent, we marked this off.
Let's observe a near-miss incident play out. We can see our employee is preparing this area for electrical work. As the other employee unknowingly crosses the limited approach boundary that's been set up, she puts herself and the individual completing the work at risk. In this case, we can see that harm could have come to one of our colleagues, and so we would categorize this incident as a near miss. Here we see the first incident classification in which an employee is injured. He's cut his finger. It looks like he requires some antibiotic cream and a Band-Aid. This constitutes a first aid incident. Let's see what else constitutes a first aid. A first aid incident may include any of the following treatment methods: use of non-prescription medications at non-prescription strengths, wound coverings like bandages, Band-Aids, butterfly bandages, and steri strips, removing splinters using irrigation, tweezers, cotton swabs, or other simple means, and using finger guards. First aid incidents are diverse in cause, severity, and scope. We must not forget that a minor injury is still an injury, and we must always report all first aid injuries to prevent the risk of others similarly being injured. Let's revisit our employee with the cut on his finger. What if a Band-Aid was not sufficient to treat his injury? If our employee requires stitches for his cut, then his incident would be classified as a medical treatment case. If an employee requires medical treatment for an injury, they are always escorted to the treatment facility by another specially trained employee or member of management. This ensures that they stay safe along the way, are given the support and care that they need, and that their injury is well understood and accommodated once they are back to work. In the jobs we perform each and every day, the stakes are high. When important work is being done, like this electrical maintenance, there's sometimes a risk of severe injury, disability, or even death. If our employee suffered a shock while at work, it is possible that he would survive, but spend many days outside of work recovering from his injury. If he were injured badly enough, perhaps our employee would suffer an injury that would never heal, resulting in a permanent disability. Finally, there is the terrifying possibility that our employee may be so injured they not survive. These types of incidents cause permanent damage to not only the injured employee, but also many of the people in their lives. At Enpro Industries, we refuse to believe these consequences a foregone conclusion for a manufacturing company. This is why we work tirelessly to eliminate hazards and prevent incidents from occurring at the lowest part of the incident triangle. Now that you have had a more in-depth look at different types of incident classification, you'll have a better chance of eliminating incidents for yourself and your coworkers.